Hey, good morning. It's Friday, January 14th. Thanks so much for being here today. The thought for this morning is the idea of that wisdom will protect you from you. We've heard the phrase, we're our own worst enemy. Well, oftentimes that's true. But wisdom will protect us from being our own worst enemy. Wisdom can protect us from ourselves. And I need that. I think you probably do too. I'm going to continue looking at these three really special, beautiful lines in Proverbs chapter 2 and focus on verse 10 this morning. And I'm going to spend a little more time on this beyond this video. Verse 10 says this, that after you pursue wisdom, after you pursue the things of God that we talked about yesterday with all of your heart, with all of your energy, that you give yourself to it, that you cry out for it, because you know it's the only way to go. Then verse 10 says, then wisdom will enter your heart and knowledge will be pleasant to your appetite. Wisdom will enter your heart and knowledge will be pleasant to your appetite. Now, most of your translations probably aren't going to read that way. But this is from Bruce Waltke's excellent commentary on Hebrews. He is a legitimate, thorough Hebrew scholar and brings out the richness of what's here for us. As I've mentioned before, that my wife Ruth, she loved Hebrew, was pretty good at it herself, deep understanding of Hebrew. And there's a richness in the Hebrew here that's important for us to grasp, that many times our English translations kind of soften it for us. Wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your appetite. See, this is what the prophets got all over Israel about, because their hearts were far from God. The wisdom of God, the knowledge of God was not pleasant to them. They had appetites for things other than the things of God. This is why the prophets, especially Jeremiah and Ezekiel, come down on Israel for being only circumcised of the flesh, instead of being circumcised of the heart, instead of having a new heart. New heart is the goal of both of the Old Testament and the New Testament. That circumcised heart, one that is cut before God and open to Him. And when we embrace the wisdom of God, when we see that He is the only way to go, that His words are precious and valuable, they're not just something to weigh us down and restrict us and put boundaries around our lives which keep us from enjoying life. Quite the contrary. When we grasp the beauty of wisdom, when we have this change of heart, when we get rid of the form and embrace the reality of it, wisdom enters our heart and the knowledge becomes pleasant to the things that we desire, our appetites. So all this language, taste and see that the Lord is good. The emphasis of being made new that Jesus talks about, that Paul talks about. That's just being at the core here. Wisdom is not something you can acquire by just having it. It's something you pursue, you desire, you long for. But like faith, it's a gift of God. So even after I'm saved, I continue to pursue the pathway of faith. And even after I'm saved, I continue to pursue the pathway of wisdom. And it becomes more sweet to me. The words of God, the truth of God, as the Proverbs point out, they're sweeter than even the honeycomb. So God's things become sweet to us and pleasant to us. This is what protects us. Not, I can't do that, I shouldn't do that. Yes, those warnings are good, but they only have value, they only protect us if we see the richness and the beauty of them. They become sweet to us because they know that they draw us closer to God. And being close to God, participating in His wisdom, participating in the things that Christ came to save us about and for, and from and to and all of that, all the theological language you want. It boils down to the fact, is Jesus sweet to us? Is his wisdom sweet to us? Is it precious to us? And that's what Solomon is impacting us with in these lines in Proverbs chapter 2. This pursuit of God, like the pursuit of faith, can only be made real by the work of the Holy Spirit within us. But then once that happens, it enters our heart. It transforms us. We now have a heart of flesh that Ezekiel talks about. And now our appetites change so that wisdom becomes sweet. And it radiates throughout our entire body and impacts us in every area of life. This is how wisdom protects you and me from ourselves. This is how wisdom protects you from you. We're going to look more at this in the next several videos. But these words in Proverbs 2, verses 9 to 11, are just so precious, and I commend them to you. Thanks so much for being here this morning. Check us out on everydaytalk247.com. If you haven't subscribed, consider doing that. Turn on post notifications. Videos will come right to you. Lord willing, we'll see you this evening. May God's wisdom be sweet to you, because it's the stuff of life. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.